you with another video of the PlayStation View. I'm going to do a little series of videos on it to get everybody kind of, acclimated and familiar with the PlayStation View and how people are finding ways to cut the cord from their cable company and finding ways to get live TV. So I think this video is going to be part one, and it's going to be basically from zero. It's going to be like, I think, I want to make it something like if your grandma doesn't know what PlayStation View is or what cord cutting is, she can watch these series of videos and find out. So let's just get started to the first one, and I'm entitling this one equipment. So this is just a basic overview of the equipment you might need or you should go with if you're deciding to cut the cord or if you're deciding to go with internet TV, because you will need some equipment and you will need a standard set of equipment to get this running. Now, since we're talking about PlayStation View, let's go with the obvious. You probably need a PlayStation. From what I know, what the PlayStation View runs on, or the devices that it's available for right now, is the PlayStation 4, which this is running off of, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 3, the iPad, and the iPad through Chromecast. So Chromecast, but not necessarily Android devices, not necessarily Roku. Let's keep it on there. Not necessarily Roku, and not necessarily any other device as of now. Like I said, they swear that they're working on getting PlayStation View on more devices, but like I said, I think it remains to be seen. The PlayStation and the PlayStation View is probably going to be the biggest bottleneck or the biggest thing hurting its brand, because other device makers aren't going to be as interested, because to be honest, they view the PlayStation View as a competitor, as a competing service. I think it's the main reason why you're not going to see Sling on PlayStation anytime soon. I'm not going to say it's impossible. I hear they are working on getting it on there, or at least on Sling side. But obviously, if you're PlayStation and you have your own streaming service, you're not going to be too inclined to add another one to your platform. So there's that. So, okay. Another piece of equipment you might need, since this is internet TV, you need internet. So, you need a reliable internet provider. Wherever you are in the world or in the U.S., you need a reliable internet provider. We're going with Comcast. Isn't that ironic? We're using Comcast internet cable to cut the Comcast internet. So, Comcast has given us, or Xfinity has given us this. We've had this, my roommates had this for a number of years. It is actually a very high-tech modem. It is a modem with a Wi-Fi, with wireless. So you don't need a router. You in theory didn't need a router to get Wi-Fi. It all ran here in this modem that we're renting from Comcast. This modem also has, if we can get a shot back here, you see that it also has Ethernet ports, a number of them. So it actually works as a router. So it is, say it with me, ladies and gentlemen, a modem router. Don't know if you can see those ports. You can definitely see that Ethernet wire pointing out, and it has a ton more. You see the coaxial cable. So yes, that's another piece of equipment. You can buy this. You can buy a cable modem in stores like Best Buy, or you can rent one from your internet provider. Um, Prices may vary. Like I said, this is an equipment video, so we're gonna go through the nuts and bolts. We're gonna break down, everything you need. We're gonna break down pricing. So, okay, from what my roommate tells me, because he definitely wants to stop renting the modem. From what my roommate tells me, you can get one of these modems for about $100. You can get a simpler cable modem for starting, I would say, at $60 at places like Amazon, Micro Center, Best Buy, any kind of major electronic outlet. I don't want to endorse one over the other. Uh, what you do want to do is get one that is compatible with your internet provider, and one basically what you should do is find out which modems work with your internet provider. Oh, kitty. And then get those suggested modems for your internet provider. Or you can just rent one for the fee that they charge. Comcast charges $10 a month. And then let's go to I want to say third and final part of the equipment video, which will be your router. Since I found a modem that gave out a router and a wireless response to be very rare. I really didn't even think those existed until my roommate showed it to me. I was really like, wow. But um, we decided to get a traditional router anyway. We did that because we knew that this traditional router would be exponentially faster. This is an Asus router. I'm not. I don't know if that design model is going to come out, but I'll read it to you anyway. It's the RTN66U dual band wireless gigabit router, and you hear that word gigabit because it's definitely an important word, and it's kind of what you're going to look for, what you're looking for when you're looking for a router, especially in this day and age. I've been, I've been familiar with wireless internet. Let's just say this: we've all had those days when we had to set up a router. We've all had that 1 or 2 days where we had to kind of like be a brainiac about IP addresses and routers so we can get our wireless network working. I can say that's fair. I've been through it. I've seen my roommate go through it when he was setting this up. Um, and like I said, the reason I'm going over this router is because it's the third part of the equipment piece that you need to run a stable connection for internet TV, for gaming. Web browsing doesn't need that serious of a router, but when you're getting into streaming megabits of content, playing games, this is the equipment you need. And everybody knows this. People might look at this and yawn, but like I said, this is going to be from nuts and bolts. So the point of showing you the router is, again, get a gigabit router. This router we got from Micro Center for about $104. It retails for $130 at places like Best Buy, Amazon, etc. The key points about this router is that, like I said, it's dual band, so it runs on 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. 2.4 being a more common stream of Wi-Fi, 5.5 gigahertz being the newest kind of standard if you're going to run a wireless network. But as you can see, we have ports. We have wired ports here. My roommate insisted that we run as many wired connections as we needed. Oh, let me go over another point why we needed the router. I'm sure my roommate will appreciate this. With Comcast and their wireless cable modem router thingamajig, super machine that they've given us, it actually restricted us in a lot of ways in using things like DNS switching and VPN switching. These things you don't really need if you're running a PlayStation View setup. If you're running a Kodi Open Elect setup, however, these terms you might be more familiar with. So why am I telling you this? Because, like I said, with Comcast, we felt their router, let's say in a fair number of words, was kind of restrictive. We couldn't run our VPN services that we wanted through it. There were certain DNS services that we wanted that we couldn't run through. So we were kind of forced to get a third party router, set up our own network, and like again, basically what I'm telling you is that it cost us about $105 more to get us up and running with our own network. If your cable provider provides you with a wireless cable modem and it works for your network, and you feel like you don't really need a third party router, you're saving yourself basically $120. $120. So again, this is the equipment video. Let's go over the equipment. So you wanna cut the cord. You want a PlayStation View. You're going to need a PlayStation 3, which as of 2016s will probably cost you brand new in stores what $199, $149. But if you're savvy enough, you're not going to buy a PlayStation 3 right now, new. You're going to look for it on Craigslist or something like that, and you're going to get it for $100. Or you're going to buy yourself a PlayStation 4 because you're like, hey, I want to play games like, I want to play like modern games. So you're going to end up spending, let's say plus X. You want to get in the game, play a PlayStation, get a PlayStation, 350, taxes, everything like that, 300, 350 if you want to be thrifty about it. 300, 350. All right. You're gonna need internet. You want a fast tier of internet. Probably gonna cost you about 40 or $50 a month. You're gonna want to rent the modem, or you're gonna want to buy the modem if you can't rent it. Gonna cost you another $10 if you don't buy it. If you want to buy the modem outright, gonna cost you $100, 60 to $100. So we're down 350. We're down another 60 to $100 here. We're in at around what 400, $450. Get the modem. Modem's gonna cost you anywhere from now. Like I said, you're not gonna want to get anything too old. You're gonna want to get something with at least gigabit internet. That's gonna cost you starting another $60 to $100. So get you started. PlayStation View, so you can start your 7-day free trial. $500, but again, we're not just thinking about this as a PlayStation View box. We're thinking about this as a gaming device, as in basically maybe even an all-around entertainment center for about 500 bones. All right. So I think that's a pretty good equipment video. Get you started. Let you know what you need. You want to keep a wired connection if possible, but if you want to go wireless, go for it. Let's just say this. You've streamed live events before on YouTube, on different various web browsers. You streamed video before, so if you feel, let's just say this. If you can play games, if you're playing on the internet, playing games, playing a multiplayer gaming, and you feel like you have a strong connection, you can run this no problem. Even if you feel like you have a less than stellar connection, you can run this no problem. If you're the type of person that when you're going to YouTube, when you're going to stream live video and you're having a lot of buffering problems, you feel like you're not getting the best internet speed, well, yeah, PlayStation View might not be the thing you want to worry about right now. You want to worry about getting your speed. You want to worry about getting your equipment set up to get you the best internet possible. So when you're looking at TV, you're having at least number of hiccups so you can have the best internet TV viewing experience. Okay, so I think that's a good equipment video. Any questions, leave the comments. I really love the comments. Shout out to everybody that's supporting, leaving comments. We will hit you back with a series of videos on cable, cord cutting, and what you can do in the various services you can get It's not gonna be just PlayStation View, even though we're gonna focus on the PlayStation View now. Then we're gonna focus on Kodi, Chromebox. We're gonna talk about Sling and other kind of cable cord cutting services you can use in order to really save money. Because that's another thing. People were kind of like, oh, well, PlayStation View is expensive, and when you look at it and getting and started with the equipment, you're not really saving a bunch of money. You will in the long run, first of all, and you are saving money because okay, you've got that spiffy new contract, and you're only paying $100 a month for the first year. But what happens in year two? What you're paying, I'm pretty sure it's almost gonna double. You got people running around here with $200 cable bills. That isn't right. Copyright infringement. Copyright infringement. All right, cut the video. Cut the video. We will be back for more.